Hello and welcome to week 3. This week we will be talking about two topics, teacher contracts and ethical standards for Texas educators. Teacher contracts are governed by Chapter 21 of the Texas Education Code. The definition of a teacher for the purposes of Chapter 21 is a principal, supervisor, classroom teacher, counselor, or other full-time professional employee who is required to hold a certificate issued by the State Board for Educator Certification, as well as educational diagnosticians and nurses. There are 3 types of teacher contracts in Texas: probationary, continuing, and term. A probationary contract is for 1 year only. It may be renewed for 2 additional 1-year periods. A local school board may authorize a probationary 4th year. Teachers transferring to a new district who have been employed in public schools for at least 5 of the previous 8 years are probationary for only 1 year, although the district has the option to offer a non-probationary contract. A teacher who returns to a district after a 2-year lapse in employment receives a probationary contract. After the probationary period, the school district must place the employee on a term or continuing contract or else dismiss the employee. On a day-to-day basis, a probationary contract teacher is entitled to all the rights and privileges of employment that all teachers have: state minimum salary, schedule, and any applicable local schedules, 30-minute duty-free lunches, 5 days of personal leave, and any other kinds of options, such as 450 minutes of planning and prep time every 2 weeks, a right to resign without board approval. In fact, a probationary contract teacher proposed for dismissal during the contract term is entitled to the same subchapter F hearing that a term and contract teacher receives. Further, the wording of a probationary contract may not differ at all when compared to a term or continuing contract. The next type of contract is a continuing contract. The continuing contract has indefinite duration. The contractual rights last until the teacher resigns, retires, or is discharged for some good reason. There is no need for an annual nomination or reappointment, and the teacher dismissed from a continuing contract always has a right to a fair, impartial hearing before an independent hearing examiner. So we in Texas refer to this type of hearing as subchapter F hearing, referring to Chapter 21, subchapter F of the Texas Education Code. This is because there is technically no end to a continuing contract, and any discharge would occur during the contract term. Only a small percentage of Texas school districts offer continuing contracts to their teachers. The vast majority of Texas schools offer term contracts, and the term contract is for a certain time, usually 1 to 2 years. If the term contract teacher is proposed for non-renewal at the end of the contract term, written notice of that non-renewal must be provided to the employee 10 calendar days before the last day of instruction through hand delivery. If the employee is not present on the day that the delivery is attempted, the notice can be mailed by certified mail or express delivery service. And the last instructional day is the last day students are in school and are receiving instruction, which should be reflected on the district's calendar. So this is just a brief overview of teacher contracts. If you have questions, be sure and ask us during the web conferences.